Ladies and gentlemen, I want to announce my return on YouTube after a long time. I think it's been maybe a few months that I haven't uploaded in a long time, and the reason for that was because I was tired of YouTube, right? Like, I just felt that it wasn't fun for me anymore. I just didn't enjoy it anymore. So I decided to take a break from YouTube for a long time, just spend time with myself and spend time thinking about what I want to do, what type of goals I want to set. Am I happy doing this? Because my a few goals that I have in, like, a few values that I have in life when I do a type of project is number one, happiness, and number two, passion. If those things dies, you have to stop working, because without passion you can't achieve big things. So my passion and love for YouTube just died down. I just wasn't enjoying making the content that I was doing. I didn't enjoy making reaction videos. It was just, just I just didn't like rap anymore, and a lot of stuff that I was reacting to, like rap songs, and like the videos I was making, I just wasn't happy with it. um, but like, now that I'm back, and I want to announce that I'm gonna be rebranding this YouTube channel. I'm gonna be much more comfortable. I've really changed as a mentality wise, and content wise, and personality changed a lot. I've matured a lot. I've learned a lot of things from being out and being outside of social media, and I'm ready to come back and have a full rebrand of my YouTube channel. Um, so this is the video it's all gonna be about. Um, like, I used to be a crazy screamer. I used to just scream a lot, have full energy, but now I'm just much more of a calmer man. I take much more time to speak. Um, that's something that I really worked on myself a lot, in terms of speaking, delivering a message. So I hope you guys just had a great time. So all the followers that are still there, I don't know who's gonna be there. I don't care if it gets no views, if it gets any views. I'm not expecting anything, but the people who are still here, which I've seen on my YouTube channel, that there's still a lot of followers. I just want to appreciate you. It means so much to me. Even having followers till this day, it's crazy, because I've taken a long time, and now I'm ready to come back. So I'm going to be explaining to you guys a little bit about myself, and the new content I'm going to be creating. um, I've recently, like, fell back in love with Formula One, which are you know basically car racing. So that's the type of content that I will be making, and strictly Formula One, nothing else. Like, no reactions on sport, on music. I'm gonna be talking about nothing else, just Formula One content, and that's it. Um, and for newer viewers, I just want to present myself. Um, Basically, I started watching Formula One when I was 8, 9 years old, right? Um, the thing why I said fell in love is basically the reason. So basically, I'm from Montreal, Canada, right? And we're so blessed to be able to host the Canadian Grand Prix here in Montreal. It's a blessing, because um, now that it's my hometown, I will have more opportunities to go see a race, which I never ever did in my life. Because the reason why I never did, even though people might say, oh, it's crazy that you've never been to a race because you literally live in Montreal. How come you never been to a race ever? And you're a huge F1 fan. How is it normal that you've never been to a race? The reason for that is because, first of all, my family are not into sports, right? The only sports that my family watches are football and cricket. That's the two sports that I grew up watching, and because I'm living here in Montreal, and you cannot not watch hockey. You know, ice hockey is so big in Canada, especially Montreal. You know, it's so big. Everybody loves the Montreal Canadiens. So that's basically what I dreamed of. I wanted to become an NHL player, but unfortunately, I've learned the hard way that it cannot be possible. I was really good at hockey, but you know, the cost and everything was just, it was just too crazy, and like the traveling and stuff was insane. So I just didn't have the facility for that, you know. So but I still, till this day, I still have my knowledge in hockey. I still watch hockey a lot, you know. But yeah, like my parents, like my mother though, she used to take me to, like, you know, basically how, you know, when it's Grand Prix weekend here in Montreal, what in any other countries where the Grand Prix takes place. I don't know about other countries, but here in Montreal, when we have a Grand Prix, when we know that Formula One is coming, um, in the Montreal downtown, that there's so many cars, and I had the chance when I was younger to see some Formula cars exposed outside, and people and fans were just walking outside and taking looks at the F1 cars, and it was extraordinary. I fell in love with it, you know. But the thing is, I didn't know what sport it was. That's the sad part about it, because my mother has no knowledge about sports, you know, like she was never a big fan of sports, so she couldn't tell me what sport it was because she didn't know herself, you know. And same thing for my father, because my father only watched football and cricket, like I said in the beginning, and nobody knew what sport it was. So nobody knew that it was Formula One, and that's a regret, because back in the day it was Sebastian Vettel, um, you know, Nico Rosberg, Lewis Hamilton, primetime Lewis Hamilton. Like, I missed on so many crazy legendary moments that if I started watching Formula One earlier, I could have seen so much. But regardless, it's God's blessing, and I'm just happy to be back into the Formula One. So yes, so I'm gonna be doing Formula One content. I restarted watching Formula One. I think back, like, I think I started watching Formula One, rewatching Formula One in 2017, 2018 ish. Um, you know, I started finding Formula One tour, like, through Instagram, TikTok, and stuff. Well, no, not TikTok because it wasn't popular. My bad. But Instagram really re-put me on, and I discovered everything about Formula One. It took me a lot of time to discover about the rules, the laws, the teams, and also a lot of people might ask what my favorite team is. I am a loyal tifosi. You know, Ferrari, it's my team. It's my favorite team. I am 100% loyal to Ferrari. I will never ever switch team. For me, Ferrari, it's not a team. It's a lifestyle. It's deeper than that. It's your heart. It's where my heart lies. Like Ferrari, it's something, it makes me feel special. When I have a really bad day, when I'm really depressed, I watch some good Ferrari. I watch Ferrari races. I watch um but Formula, in like, I watch a lot of Formula races, but my favorite team to watch, it's Ferrari. Ferrari, it's my happiness. It's my everything, right? So that's my favorite team when it comes to that. Um, it's just like, funny thing is, I have a very cool story about that. It's a very short one. I will try to make this video. I'll keep this video under 12 minutes. So I'll try to wind this up very as soon as I can. I promise. Um, when I was a young kid, obviously I just told you guys that when I went to Grand Prix, I never had the chance to ever go to a race and everything. But when I used to go to the exposition outside when they had Formula cars and stuff, um, my my eyes were always set on the red color car, right? There was a lot of, like, I remember now, because now that I like know specifically how teams look like, how cars look like, what type of design, and I have a really good memory. That's also a fun fact about me. Like, I know, like, my memory is actually so sharp. It's just like a natural talent that I have, and like my parents keep repeating, like, you have a good memory, and I never realized it, but now I realize it, because like there's so many things that as a kid I still remember sharply in my head. And now that I know like there was Red Bull cars, there was Aston Martin, was there Mercedes, obviously their car was exposed outside as well. But my eyes could not stop looking at the red car. I kept asking my mother, who was also with me, what is this car? Like, what's the name of the car? And she couldn't tell herself. Um, Obviously, I think she knew what Ferrari was, but obviously she didn't know like, she didn't know any team in in Formula One. So she didn't want to tell me, like, she didn't want to confuse me, right? She didn't want to tell me, oh, this is this, and in reality it's something else, because she probably thought that teams in Formula One were much different than street cars. So it was just, my eyes just, it's the color, the color of Ferrari, this very light red color. It's beautiful. It's art. It's eye catching. So that's how I became a Ferrari fan. And the last thing I want to finish this video off is by saying my two favorite drivers. Like, that's another good question. All-time favorite drivers, number one for me, it's Ayrton Senna. I know he was never a Ferrari driver, but I don't know what, I don't have any other words to describe him, but he was magical, fearless, legendary. And my second favorite driver, it's Michael Schumacher, another legendary driver. And the words I can use for him is also very similar: fearless, championship mentality, and just so good, so magical, absolutely phenomenal driver, right? But I have to put Ayrton Senna, because that's just, it's a personal choice. That's just how I watch it. Even though I just said that I'm very loyal to Ferrari, but what Ayrton Senna did in that car is something that he's irreplaceable. He's just irreplaceable. And Michael Schumacher himself said in many interviews that Ayrton Senna is better than me. And another fun fact for those who don't know is that Michael Schumacher grew up watching Ayrton Senna. So if there was no Senna, Michael Schumacher was going to be very different. Might not ever be a F1 driver, who knows? So Ayrton Senna's presence and his just his magical career, which was very cut short, unfortunately. Rest in peace. I still miss him till this day. I never got the chance to watch him because I wasn't born when he passed away or throughout his career. But looking back at his career and like learning more about him and his performances, it's just, I feel emotional that I didn't have the time to follow his career and to watch him on TV. And Brazilians just say that it was basically a family reunion. Like, everybody used to put on the TV and watch every single race. Like, for Brazil, Ayrton Senna was much bigger than just a F1 pilot. He was everything. He was a hero, a legend. So the last thing I want to say is basically that Ayrton Senna's influence on many young, upcoming pilots is just phenomenal. You know, Michael Schumacher also came in, and I think he inspired mostly like the younger uh, pilots, like you know guys like Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz. But Ayrton Senna was just different level. You know, that's just hopefully we can agree on. But if you guys don't agree, or if you guys have other legendary drivers like Jackie Stewart or Alain Prost or who else can I think of? Nigel Mansell. Anybody you guys have that you guys think are just a little better or whatever. I respect that, but for me, I will not change my list. Ayrton Senna is the greatest pilot to ever do it, and at second place, it's Michael Schumacher. May he keep fighting. May he get healthy very soon. So, I'm very happy to see you guys again, and I hope all you guys have a great day. So please take care of yourselves and have a great night, guys.